All right, so here I am again, and I'm going to tell the story. And let's get started by saying that I came here. I went to high school here in 1987 at Sonora High School, and my family does go back here. My grandfather built a cabin up above Twain Harte in a town called Confidence in the 50s. And like I said, I was here in the 80s. And it was a little bit of a different town back in the day as far as I don't know how it was. Same town, different vibe back then. And it's a great town now. Might even be better in some ways. Definitely the overpass and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera that way. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to tell my side of the story. And I'm trying to do it right here. Never done this before, walking and talking. But anyways, I came up here right after the COVID thing let up in 2021. And I had a job at Hetch Hetch, and I'll get into all the backstories later. But to make a long story short, they fired a bunch of people because of the COVID vax. And I got caught up in that because I was a contractor, and we'll get to the backstory later. But what's happening right now is when that happened, I took a job at Waste Management as a scale house attendant up in Pinecrest. We'd have a small little dump up there, a little transfer station actually. And when I wasn't doing that, I'd be in Sonora, right there on the main line, helping people unload the trucks, taking care of all the hazardous materials, and doing stuff like that. You've seen us all there. And everybody knows that when you go to the dump here in Tuolumne County, you know that there's a weird thing where it could be like $20. Next time it could be $50. And it really has no rhyme or reason. And that's because of the way that they charge. And they charge for recyclables and things like cardboard and TVs and things like that should be free. Or in some cases you would get credits, right? For aluminum cans and glass and stuff like that. So they don't have you throwing that stuff out before you check in. So people going in with like a full pickup truck, but half of the pickup truck was something recyclables. Then they were charged as if it was a full truck, a full yard or 2 yards, and not weighed, and so on and so forth. And the senior citizens were not getting their discounts, and I took up an issue with that and said something about it. And long story short, they wanted to actually get into a fist fight with me over the issue when I showed up at work to do some weed eating at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you know, there were other issues, unsafe equipment, and stuff like that. And sorry about the camera, folks. I've never done this before like this. I wasn't even looking at the camera. But what a beautiful church. The red church right here. And I like this church. I like all the churches in town that have treated me right, which is most of them, including the ones in Twain Harte and above. And especially that outdoor church, I like that one. But these people here treat the community real good, and I came here and had dinner on Thanksgiving. So I just like this church. I just think it's a classic, and it's been a part of my life, walking back and forth from high school back in the day. So anyhow, I was working at this waste management job, and they were doing this overcharging scandal, so I reported it to the county. You know, like a righteous dude would do, right? You know, when I did grow up here, I was an Eagle Scout, and I took an oath, and I was going to join the Marine Corps, and that's a fact. And Jeff Ginn and his dad, Mr. Ginn, who was a teacher here at Sonora High School, would remember that because I was his recruit. And I actually went there to Oakland and was on my way to the boot camp. but I was under 18 and my dad had to sign the papers. And he owned a computer company at the time, a small computer company. That was when the first computers came out. And that was the first Macintosh computer from Apple. The Apple II was already out, of course, and the PC. And anyhow, I got into that business instead. I took him up on his offer and did that. But the point is that I have at least some sort of a moral compass in my life where, you know, you don't rip off these people like they were doing and then have your employees do it. It's a violation of the labor code. It's a violation of ethics. And it's just a shitty thing to do. So I stood up for the people of this community, and everybody in this community, I feel, would have my back because I got their back, and I stuck my neck out, and I got treated like a criminal, and I'm telling my side of the story. How you doing? I'm telling my side of the story, and it's going on YouTube. That's right. And I'm sure she'll be hearing about it. So this is how I'm doing it. I don't know how to do it, folks. Anybody that knows me knows I might as well be a stand-up comic. I've got a sense of humor, but this is the most serious thing I've ever done in my life. But you'll hear the whole backstory. It's not my first rodeo. I've done some time, done a lot of time. All false charges, though. Everything's been reversed. And they're holding a charge on me when the judge is throwing off the case. And that's the problem, is that I just happened to expose a whole hell of a lot of corruption. Okay? I worked for the state of Nevada, running their computer systems. And I'm going to show all my evidence. I'm not making this story up. I'm not mentally ill or anything like that. I'm not on drugs. Okay? I've passed all these tests, background checks, drug tests, psychological evaluations. And I'm willing to even show the people that all they amount to is that they just said I had a big ego because I believe in what I believe in. And you're going to hear my side of the story, folks. And you're going to see the evidence. You'll see my evidence. You won't see theirs. And the reason is because they cover it all up. I just want to point something out to my brothers over here, to the Oddfellows and the Masons. You're going to hear some stuff, but not every Mason, not every cop, and certainly not every Oddfellow or anyone else, including judges and the DAs. There's been some righteous ones. But we all know there's a lot that aren't. We know how the game is played. You cannot con a con, folks, and you know that. And everybody in this game has been caught. From the little people here in Tuolumne County where I grew up, and the people who I'm backing up, whether I die or not. If I die, I told them bury me right here. My granddaddy's buried right here, and my dad's buried right here. Okay, I was just over there today. And that's the truth right here. I'm the Catholic cemetery. I'm not a Catholic, but officially I'm not a Catholic. I am a Christian, but I believe in Jesus. I don't have any particular other point of view as far as politics. I'm a libertarian. I believe in little government and freedom. And pretty much exactly what's the opposite of what we're going on today. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how the Constitution of California mandates that every elected official has to take a loyalty oath in that Constitution so that they're loyal to it. And the California Supreme Court, under this case I'm going to show you called Vogel, back in the 50s, they basically, what they did is they had to accommodate the Communist Party and put, I don't know what you would call it. They basically made it unconstitutional to take the loyalty oath. They said that the loyalty oath was unconstitutional because it violated the Communist Party to equal protection under the U.S. Constitution. Right? Now, I understand that. But what we have is a system where people no longer are taking the oath. And what you got is what we got. We got a cop here, and I'm telling my side of the story. And so that's what happened. So as I get my side of the story out, you get to hear this, because it's crazy, man. That's what's going on. I showed you right then and there, folks. They're on me like flies on shit. But here's the deal. I ain't done nothing wrong. And I'm showing my face. You saw my face. I'm just not showing my face as I walk down this beautiful street. Okay, I'm a righteous person. I'm not going to use violence. I'm a peace activist and a tree hugger. Okay? Let's get that straight up. But everybody gets their rights, okay? Doesn't matter if you're left or right. We're all gonna get it along here. That's how we do it. So we're gonna be getting along just fine here. We get along fine. This is the greatest town that I've ever really known. People get along fine here. I've never had a problem here. And as far as those cops, we've got the best cops. They don't really treat you like a police state here, except for some of these cameras that are going up and some crazy stuff. But for the most part, it's pretty good up here. And we want to keep it that way. We want to keep it constitutional. And that's it. Basically, everybody would agree with that. And that's what I'm trying to do. So whether... I'm not running for office. I put my name. I want to clear that up, too, because people think I'm crazy. What happened is, if you're in a legal situation, like I am, and I'm being libeled and slandered, you're allowed to expedite the matter if you're running for office. Well, first of all, Kevin Siebert, who's a judge, slandered me, right? He called me a vexatious litigant. Well, that is not true. It looks like the boys lit somebody up here. We'll let them do their business as I carry on. It wasn't me. Anyhow, the long and short of it here is, every time I see those lights, man, it's one of those things that you don't know if you'll be finishing the video up. How you folks doing? You don't know if you'll be finishing the video up, sometimes. But I got to say, I never had a problem here. I have never even had contact with these guys in a negative way. Kind of want to keep it that way. So let's get on with my story, man. I've been up and down the street here, and this is a cool little spot. Look at this. Here we are right here. Let's go down here, and I got to tell you my story.